Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty critical in higher education.
Uh-huh.
It's this growing tension, this conflict between faculty feeling completely burned out, overwhelmed with information, and then you throw generative AI into the mix.
Right. It's become this sort of hidden crisis, hasn't it, where skilled educators are just bogged down.
Exactly. Bogged down in admin, in tasks that pull them away from what, really matters, the mentoring, the actual discovery part of their job.
So we've been digging into the materials around EON Reality's Faculty Renaissance Initiative,
Okay.
and they're proposing, well, more than just a Band-Aid. It's a full rethink of the professor's role using AI and XR that's augmented and virtual reality.
Redefinition, essentially.
Precisely. The goal is clear. Shift faculty away from just creating content
Uh-huh.
and reposition them as knowledge curators, mentors, and architects of meaning, basically freeing them up.
Freeing them from what the sources are calling low-value cognitive labor. That's a powerful phrase.
It is.
And before we jump into how they propose to do that, we really need to grasp why this labor is so draining. Because the stats on how faculty spend their time are, well, they're pretty startling.
Yeah, they really are. When you break it down, you see the problem immediately. Our sources show 55%, over half of a professor's time. Just gone.
Gone where?
Lecture prep, updating syllabi, just keeping course materials current. It's constant content maintenance.
55%. That's huge. It's not just teaching a course once, it's this endless cycle. Why is that treadmill so relentless?
Well, knowledge moves faster now.
Yeah.
And the existing systems, the learning management systems, they haven't really cracked how to keep everything synthesized and up to date efficiently.
So the human professor ends up being the bottleneck, doing mechanical updates.
Exactly. They're forced into that role. And then on top of that, 55% add another 25% of their time just on grading, compliance paperwork, admin reporting.
Okay, so wait, 55 plus 25, that's 80% of their effort on work that arguably it could be automated.
That's the core argument,
Right.
which leaves the crucial human stuff squeezed out.
Right. Only 15% left for actual student advising, mentoring, maybe rethinking the curriculum.
And a tiny 5% left over for their own research or publishing, which is ironic because that's often key to the institution's reputation.
This imbalance, it's not just about workload, it feeds into the integrity crisis too, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have exhausted faculty, maybe feeling suspicious, and students are stressed too, turning to AI sometimes up to 90%, the data suggests.
Not always trying to cheat, perhaps, but just trying to cope.
Often, yeah. But the result is this erosion of trust. It undermines the whole academic relationship.
Okay, so the problem is clear. Mechanical overload leading to burnout and an integrity issue, so the fix needs to be structural.
Right. And EON Reality's approach, importantly, isn't about replacing people.
That's key. I
Yeah.
saw the quote from their chairman, Dan Lajerskar, the disruption has to elevate faculty, not diminish them.
Exactly. So they shift roles. Less content producer, more quality certifier and sense maker, helping students understand the why.
How do they make that shift happen? You mentioned 3 pillars.
Yes, 3 interconnected pillars. Pillar 1 is the AI-Certified Knowledge Framework. Think of this as the automation engine.
Okay.
It handles synthesizing content from vast sources, updating curricula automatically as knowledge evolves, generating routine assessments, basically absorbing that 55% mechanical load we talked about.
But hang on, a lot of faculty pride themselves on crafting their own course content. How do you get buy-in? How do they trust the AI?
That's the critical part. It's not about blindly trusting. The faculty review and validate the AI-generated materials. They don't build from zero. They adapt, refine, and certify. The documentation makes it clear. Faculty keep complete faculty control and academic freedom. They're the human layer of academic legitimacy. They verify it, tailor it for their students.
Okay, that makes sense. So they're not coding lectures, they're curating knowledge. Makes sense. What's pillar 2? You mentioned integrity.
Pillar 2 is the EON Integrity Suite. And this is really interesting. Instead of just trying to catch cheating.
Like plagiarism detectors.
Right. Instead of that, it aims to make cheating kind of pointless by changing how assessment works. It shifts the whole dynamic from policing to partnership.
How? If students aren't writing essays that AI can easily generate, what are they doing?
Performance-based learning, demonstrated in immersive simulations and scenarios.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure. Think of an engineering student diagnosing a fault in a virtual engine, or a nursing student managing a complex patient case in a virtual environment.
Ah, so the system tracks their actions, their reasoning.
Exactly. Their decision-making process, how they apply knowledge under pressure. You can't really fake that kind of performance in a
Uh-huh.
simulation designed to test specific skills.
Right. That's what they mean by integrity by design. Build it in from the start. Okay, and the third pillar, the infrastructure.
That's the EON Virtual Campus integration. This is the immersive platform where the other two pillars operate.
So is this like everyone needs a VR headset?
No, and that's important for accessibility. They stress equity without compromise. It's mobile compatible, reducing hardware barriers. The campus is more like a shared space for global collaboration between faculty, for co-developing courses, sharing assets.
And for their own development, too. I saw something about an AI certification.
Yes, the AI-Certified Educator credentialing pathway. It's about continuous upskilling through micro-certifications, making sure faculty are comfortable and skilled with these new tools.
Okay, let's talk results. Because automating, say, 60 to 80 hours of work per month, that sounds amazing. But what does that freed up time actually achieve?
Well, the data coming out of early adoption is pretty compelling. On the efficiency side, institutions report cutting course development time by 80%.
80%. So launching a new course goes from months to weeks.
Potentially, yes.
Mm.
Weeks of certification and review, not ground-up building. And think about accreditation, that whole documentation nightmare. They're seeing reductions of up to 85% in time spent on that.
That frees up huge institutional resources, not just faculty time. But what about the core academic mission? The research, the student interaction.
That's where the transformation really hits home. The sources show up to an 8 times increase in faculty research output.
Wow, 8x. That's directly reclaiming that lost 5%.
Exactly. And maybe even more importantly, a 3-fold increase in meaningful student-faculty interactions. That relationship gets rebuilt.
Then student outcomes.
Also improving. Reports show a 35% improvement in critical thinking scores linked to that performance-based assessment
Right, the simulation.
and an 88% drop in grading disputes because the performance metrics are transparent, objective, captured right there in the simulation.
Is there a specific example of this in action?
Yes, the STEM engineering faculty transformation case study is quite telling. It was a mid-sized program, typical story, rising workload, research time shrinking.
Okay.
They implemented this system.
Type of result.
An average of 65 hours per month reclaimed per faculty member.
65 hours. So what do they do at that time?
They completely shifted their focus. One-on-one sessions with students tripled. But the really stunning number was research output.
What happened there?
The department went from publishing 2 papers in the period measured to 11 papers.
11 from 2.
Yeah. It shows that faculty moved away from policing and admin
Uh-huh.
and back towards applied mentorship, guiding real student innovation, doing the work they actually wanted to do.
That really is the faculty renaissance they talk about, restoring purpose.
It seems so. One person in the pilot said the tech didn't take their job, it gave them their purpose back. Amplifying human brilliance. That's the core idea. Augmentation, not replacement.
And that ties back nicely to the integrity by design point. Create an environment where genuine mastery is the path forward, instead of just better cheat detection.
Right. And the whole system is designed to learn. The implementation roadmap, spread over maybe 1 to 2 years. It includes continuous feedback loops. Performance data constantly refines the content, the assessments. It gets smarter.
So it's a self-auditing system, data-driven, aiming to restore faculty purpose and provide real quality assurance for students.
Which really brings us to the final thought, the provocative question, perhaps.
Okay.
The evidence seems strong. It impacts workload, institutional speed, student results. So, given these kinds of metrics, how long can universities afford not to look seriously at systems like this?
You mean the cost of not changing, sticking with the burnout, the integrity questions might actually be higher now than the cost of adopting something transformative?
That seems to be the question the sources leave us with. How quickly does inaction become the more expensive choice?